Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy. This is my 2019 Whiskey of the Year video. Before I get into it, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for your continued support on the channel. 2019 was a big year for Super Social Club. The channel surpassed 1 million total views. So thank you so much for everyone who gives a thumbs up, leaves a comment. Very much appreciated. Just like last year, I have a few different categories for Whiskey of the Year, so let's get into it. All right, the first category is Canadian Whiskey of the Year, and this will be no surprise that it's coming from the Northern Border Collection. Dr. Don Livermore, the Master Blender, had a hand in this one. Lots of good Canadian whiskey in the Northern Border Collection this year. Not what you'd expect from the Lot 40 cask strength. Definitely a little lackluster compared to previous years. But this year, my 2019 Canadian Whiskey of the Year is the Wiser's cask strength 23-year-old, coming in at 64.3% ABV. This is a caramel candy apple in a glass. Awesome rich notes of those flavors, the fruit, the sweetness, the vanilla's in here. This is a great Canadian whiskey. That Canadian whiskey profile done perfectly well. Love this stuff. The Alberta Premium cask strength was a close second. The 49 Wellington, also really great expression, but this one for me took the cake this year. Awesome stuff. Still available. I definitely recommend picking it up. Around 150 Canadian dollars. Well worth the price tag. Next category is American Whiskey of the Year. Now, American whiskey, always kind of difficult for me to judge just because we don't see that much 2019 releases until probably the next year. A lot of that good stuff comes out right at the end of 2019. But the one that did it for me this year, super hyped bottle. Everyone was kind of clamoring to get their hands on it like they do with all of these kind of products. It is the 2019 Weller Full Proof. This one happens to be a single barrel store pick from Discount Liquors, but what a great addition to the Weller lineup. The leather and the fruit aspect to this kind of really stood it out for me. Again, they went with the low entry proof before barreling. I think you're going to see that trend continue with a lot of bourbons. It really does give it that more kind of rich, smooth character to it. Definitely like this one a lot. Unfortunately, it is a Weller, so that name commands an entirely different monster on the secondary market. Prices on these, you'll see them anywhere between $300 to $800 US dollars. Unfortunate because it is such a good product. But yeah, definitely the best American bourbon I tried this year. My next category is World Whiskey of the Year. Now, just for me in this category, World Whiskey is meaning anything that's not Canadian, American, or Scottish. And that is going to the 2019 Kavalan Virgin Oak. This is a cask strength, non-chill filtered, no added color. It was using distillate from 2006. Now, 2006 is a very award-winning year for Kavalan. That's when all those really good sherry casks, the Vino Barriques, those were the whiskeys that were always getting those coveted awards. The World Whiskey Awards, Whiskey of the Years, were those 2006 distillates. This is a 2006, bottled in 2019, 13 years old. I believe that is the oldest bottling Kavalan has ever done. This is a store pick or a fan pick from Cavafan. Larry did an awesome job picking this cask. Excellent stuff. There are some of these still available. If you search them out, I recommend you doing it. It is an amazing whiskey. Take like a Scottish distillate, matured like a bourbon. It's got so many complex flavors and very unique elements to it, like stuff you've never tried before. Really high praise for this bottle. Really excellent stuff. Lots of good stuff coming out of Kavalan this year for sure. So there it is, the 2019 Virgin Oak. Next category is Most Pleasantly Surprised Whiskey of the Year. Now this category for me goes to a bottle where I didn't really hear anything about it when it was coming out. There wasn't much buzz around it. It kind of just appeared, and when I tried it for the first time, I was kind of blown away by it. That is going to the Highland Park Twisted Tattoo. Now this one, very interesting, matured with ex-bourbon and Roja wine casks. 46.7% ABV, 16 years old, and priced around 100 US dollars, 125 Canadian. What a great value and a great whiskey. Don't really hear anything about Roja wine casks. I don't believe I've ever had a whiskey before that was matured using any of that. And it works super well. The balance on this between the ex-bourbon and the wine influence really, really good. Awesome notes on this one. They will be reviewed soon in the new year. Definitely worthwhile picking up. Really enjoy this a lot. Twisted Tattoo. So after most pleasantly surprised, you guessed it, biggest disappointment whiskey of the year. That one is going to a whiskey where I had super high hopes for. When I saw the whiskey, read about it, it was kind of right in my wheelhouse. I thought I would really, really enjoy it, but it just did not live up to my expectations at all. And that one is going to a bottling from North Star. It's a 9-year-old Heaven Hill bourbon. Matured, was rumored to be in a Ardbeg cask. The balance on this just did not match up. The distillate with that Ardbeg cask, it left this kind of weird, complex, kind of funky aspect to it, but not in a good way whatsoever. Just did not come through in the way I hoped for this whiskey. You hear Heaven Hill distillate, Ardbeg cask, you think, oh yeah, it's going to be amazing. No, didn't come through for me on this one at all. But you live and you learn. You kind of make these mistakes in the whiskey world, and it happens sometimes. But yeah, not my cup of tea at all, unfortunately. Next category is Best Value Whiskey of the Year. This award is going to a group of bottlings coming out of Jim Beam. They are the 2019 single barrel store pick releases of Knob Creek. Absolutely amazing stuff. Coming in at around 14 years old. 60% ABV for around 50 to 60 US dollars. Absolutely incredible bourbon for that price, that age, that bottling strength. I have two here. I've tried both of these. They are phenomenal stuff. I love the Knob Creek, kind of the whiskey that got me into the game. Absolutely great stuff. Saw reviews on a couple of other store picks. Big praise from all the reviews that I've seen so far, plus the two that I've tried. So this award is going to all the store picks coming out from Knob Creek. Some still available, so go get your hands on it. Hunt these things down. They are still out there. Like I said, old whiskey at a high strength, and the quality's there for the price. You cannot go wrong. Best value whiskey of the year. So going from best value now to high price tag, this is Where Did All My Money Go? Whiskey of the year. This category I'm giving to bottles that I just need to purchase on the secondary market. I see them, I buy them, and I worry about the credit card statement later. They are Klein Leash independent single casks. I got a couple here. One from Exclusive Malts, the other from Single Cask Nation. Refill Sherry, Refill Hogshead, ex-bourbon. Absolutely love Klein Leash, love their distillate. The independent bottles, they're coming in at 21 plus years, cask strength, natural color, extraordinary stuff. Love the waxy undertones, the fruit flavors you get with these. The kind of cereal, grainy kind of aspect to it as well. It just works so well and presented in an awesome way from independent bottlers. So yeah, I kind of just see these and I just buy now, ask questions later. All right, last category, the Sippers Social Club Whiskey of the Year. Now for this category, I wanted to pick a whiskey that is available, that is reasonably priced, and that's something that I think a lot of people will enjoy. This one for me, I've raved about it kind of all year. When I first cracked the bottle, I was kind of blown away for something that was this good at this young of an age. And for me, it's just got amazing notes of like cereal. You get that like distillate character coming through. It might not be something that a beginner will necessarily reach towards, but I think everyone will like this one. It is a Springbank 10-year-old. Now let me preface this. This is the 2019 bottling. I'm not talking about this one or this one or this one. I'm talking about this one, 2019. Spin the bottle around, have a look in the back. If it says 2019, this is the bottle I'm talking about. Springbank changes the way that they add proportions to their core range every year. Different amounts of sherry cask, ex-bourbon, even sometimes they throw in some port, some rum to their older expressions. So they're going to be changing every single year. This year is the one for the 10-year-old, in my opinion. Yes, it has a little bit of sherry influence, but mostly it's ex-bourbon influence in this one. You can definitely taste that ex-bourbon flavor. The casks they've used for this are extraordinary, in my opinion. Love the notes in this one. You get that Springbank funkiness, the peat that comes through. 2.5 times distillate with Springbank, kind of unique, very, very good whiskey. And yeah, it is my 2019 Whiskey of the Year. That's where I got my glass here. I do enjoy this. This is my second bottle I've been into so far this year. It's awesome stuff. And you can find it almost everywhere, and the price is very reasonable. About 50 to 60 US dollars. Here in Ontario, they want $100 for it Canadian. Out west, I think it's around $80 Canadian. So well priced, and you could probably go into a store right now and buy it. If you do, open up the box, spin it around, make sure it is the 2019, because that's the one, in my opinion, that you want to get for sure. So there you have it, everyone. Thanks so much for an entire good year on the channel. Appreciate all your support. If you like this video, if you had a good time watching me in 2019, give a thumbs up. If you're here for the first time, hit that subscribe button. Lots of awesome reviews coming up in the new year. As always, guys, hope you had an awesome holiday season. Have a great New Year's, and I'll see you again in 2020. Cheers.